This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show.
As Jean-Pierre Polnareff once said, life's a bitch.
Words to live by.
He's Duke, I'm Mayhem, and we're here today with Jinsu to talk about part 4 of JoJo. We have finished all the way through part 3. We're on part 4. Duke and I are now both in uncharted territory, and Jinsu's the one that is now our guide.
All right.
Spoilers ahead of obviously.
Basically, yeah. All right.
Be warned of spoilers. All right. So we finished Stardust Crusaders, and now we're on the part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Diamond is Unbreakable.
Diamond is Unbreakable.
We got a new JoJo. The story starts from a different perspective. A little, kind of... Okay, he's just little. Young man Koichi Hirose is a Japanese high schooler, just became a freshman. And he's wandering the streets when he runs into a familiar friend of ours in a now white suit instead of a black one, Jotaro, who is now 10 years older. He's now 27.
I've read the joke. I've read the line so many times of... Jotaro, he got, what was it, college admission or something like that, due to his thesis about a time that he saw a starfish.
What?
Something like that. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, he does. That's somewhere.
He had a thesis about this one time he was on a beach and he saw a starfish.
It had 5 limbs.
That's how he got his master's degree.
He got his master's!
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's now 27 and has his, PhD or whatever master's degree in marine biology.
All
Maybe
because
not
he
about
saw
a starfish.
all because he saw a starfish.
No, that was for his thesis to get his
his
master's.
thesis,
So he just likes the fishy.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost died in the water at one point, so...
He almost died in the water. He almost
died in the water. He almost died in the land, and above the sky. He died. He almost died everywhere.
But
and then his arch nemesis was also stored underwater for 100 years.
Yeah. What? Where are we? Is my initial question.
We are in a fun little 90s town, Moriocho. Or Morio, but they
little town Japan, right?
Yeah, because now we're permanently in Japan, right?
No.
Well, but I mean,
the
JoJo's start in Japan now, permanently.
No.
This season is in Japan, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
This season is just in Japan.
Isn't the next season in, Italy or something like that?
Yep.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yep. But...
And then the next one's in Florida, baby!
What? Oh, shit!
Of course JoJo heads to Florida. It only makes sense.
And then the next one is also in the... Anyways, we'll get there when we get there.
Anyway.
So we actually have... So the best part to look forward to with part 4 is that there's more focus toward the side characters.
Yeah.
It's not just, I'm the main character, punch, 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 punch. Okay, we won. Next one. It's an actual, the progression is a lot more... What's the word? Streamlined? A lot more... It's a lot smoother as opposed to part 3's Villain of the Week archetype with every character.
Oh, that's good.
And it's a lot easier because this, it's all condensed. The story is all condensed in this little town. So, there's...
So it's not like every other episode is, and now we're facing this enemy for two episodes, and that's it.
And we're in the Galapagos fighting cars, the ultimate life form, some bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, much more condensed, a lot easier to focus. I guess. It gives other characters moments to shine. You're gonna fall in love with the Joe Bros of this series. You guys
The Joe Bros?
The Joe Bros. So after part 4, they start calling all the JoJo's best friend character a Joe Bro. So Zeppeli.
That's amazing.
I love that.
So Zeppeli is Jonathan's Joe Bro. Caesar is Joseph's Joe Bro. Kakyoin is Jotaro's Joe Bro.
Oh,
so every Joe Bro dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Speedwagon was a Joe Bro, and he didn't.
Oh yeah, him too. Well, he died at old age, but
he didn't die before the JoJo. Try and keep the villain off, because I still want to be surprised by the villain.
We want to be surprised by the villain.
You won't be surprised by the villain. You guys will love the villain. You guys will find yourself rooting for the villain.
So that was a fucking lie.
So of course, this takes place in the 90s, right?
Yes.
Okay, it takes place in the 90s.
This is 10 years after, so this is 97. This is 10 years after Stardust Crusaders.
Are there as many stand users as there were in part 3?
If not more.
There are more.
There are more?
And they are more interesting.
Ooh.
They're a lot more
They're more interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And
So
now they're
Okay,
not
are
stuck-
any of them better than Darby?
anything better than Darby? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Darby's?
Maybe not better than Darby, but there are many like close to that level.
I mean, no one was better than
Like standout
Elise. No one was better than Elise, obviously.
The first chunk of
The
part
Lucy
4
child.
will be annoying random town member
Yeah.
or some wacky person with a stand, because all the stand users are wacky.
Yeah.
There's no there's
Also,
no in between.
doesn't the opening now turn 2D?
Yeah, it's animated. It's
Ah.
animated by a different studio. It's not. I forgot the name of the studio. They do a good job. They do amazing job telling the story. You guys will. They're lots of fun to like sit down and watch, and you guys will definitely see like little hints. And if you really like go by it frame by frame, there's lots of detail
Oh.
Okay.
about the story.
Final question I want to personally ask is just: is it as serious as like previous seasons? Like they always had that level of like everything is serious, we're all gonna die kind of thing.
But it's bizarre.
Do they at least put humor in the level of like seriousness they put?
Our main JoJo's gonna punch a plate of spaghetti.
Yes! Yes! He's an idiot as much as of Joseph! Can we start?
Perfect.
Best question I've heard.
Yeah!
Let's do this.
We'll be right back.
I'm gonna go punch a plate of spaghetti.
You can't punch it with your face.
Already did!
Remember, Sally, when I promised?
You guys will find yourself rooting for the villain.
That's what made you did. I lied.
What a bizarre town! Very crazy town.
I hated 90% of that, and I loved 90% of that.
Crazy, noisy.
DMCA. Hello, everybody. We got Duke, Mayhem, and Jinzu here, and we're talking about JoJo Part 4. We watched it, and oh god, we watched it.
I'm tired.
Y'all ain't ready for the rest of the show.
Oh yeah.
No, we're not.
I wasn't ready for the first episode of Part 1. Like I was ready.
That's because the show changed so much.
So
And it only gets crazier.
it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Does
and
it-
our main character, his name isn't even JoJo.
Jinzu, you said it gets crazier. Does it get noisier?
Bizarrier.
Townier?
Townier?
lot-
Does it get townier? Does it get standier?
A lot less townier, more countryer.
More
But-
Italian.
What's the name of of the JoJo in this one?
Josuke Higashikata. But somewhere in the letters of Higashikata, you can change it to Joe. So you can call him JoJo still.
So by technicality and by changing the letters,
By
he's
weird
JoJo.
Japanese language logic.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, the big thing about this JoJo is that he's not a descendant of Jotaro. He's still a descendant of Joseph from Part 2.
He's the estranged
Bastard.
descendant of bastard son of Joseph, because Joseph gets around.
Yeah, he
He's a piece of shit, but he gets around.
you didn't
He
you
tried to get
expected-
around with his mother, yeah.
He got around his mother, all right.
We don't talk about the keyhole.
Nice.
Moving on.
She's nice. So Jotaro and Joseph Joestar, they both show up in this part, but in the way that by family lineage and all that kind of stuff, this Josuke is the uncle of like half
Jotaro's
uncle
his nephew.
of Jotaro. Yeah, so it's like family names and lines and stuff is weird.
Hey, Josuke, who's your nephew? Matt Mercer.
and the biggest thing about this one, going from Part 3 to Part 4, like Part 3, we're going from Japan to Egypt. In this one, we never really leave their town that they live in. The entire thing is set in this town.
Let's do this real quick. So, obviously, we've just mentioned that whole thing about the fact that Josuke is the son of Joseph, which that's revealed in the first episode. It's not heavy spoiler. Let's give our non-spoiler thoughts on the season. So, first, let's go with the person who's read and watched everything JoJo. What is your thoughts on Part 4 of JoJo?
Part 4 was pretty amazing. The first half of it was kind of boring with all of them with the quote unquote Duane gang being idiots and just messing around doing crazy shit with stands.
Like it was episodic.
the whole point of the first half was to introduce everyone's stands on like their powers and how they interact with each other and how they could potentially work with one another by having them face certain challenges in Akira, the Red Hot Chili Pepper stand owner,
Oh, yeah.
or user. Stander? Anyways.
Yeah, baby, you want me to stand her?
Go away.
But so, and it was all to develop the real villain of the story, but obviously we're not going to say anything yet. The turn that the story takes when it gets to the real serious meat and bones of what Araki intended. That's when the story becomes really, really good, and the tension is just perfect for it. Like the whole, I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything. I can't say anything yet for spoilers, but it's really tense. They do a really good job building tension and stuff like that. However, the animation could use some work, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I actually don't think the animation's too bad.
It's not terrible, but it has its moments where everyone looks like shit.
It's obviously not the same as Part 3's incredible attention to detail animation.
Yeah.
Like how
Oh, does Part 5 get better? Animation-wise.
That's a deep thought.
If you don't look hard enough.
What about Part 6?
That's being animated right now. I haven't seen anything for Part 6, so I don't know.
Oh, no.
So
The
Part
story's at least good, right?
Yeah.
Good, okay.
Yeah. Part 6 is great. Honestly, okay, after part,
At least
like...
he didn't pull a 7 Deadly Frames.
7 Deadly Frames.
6...
After part 1, the story will... Or after part 3. After part 3, excluding part 2, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, like, quality of storytelling and just, like, in general, the quality is, just, it rises throughout time. We're still yet to hit the best Araki has made.
So storytelling rises as animation falls. Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
So, oh my god! I mean, the manga looks great. The guy knows how to draw his shit, but man, they don't know how to animate it sometimes. Sometimes.
Actually, that's actually a thing with some stories, like especially mangas, manhwas, whatever you want.
Manhwas? What the fuck is a manga?
Korean
manga. Manhwa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some of those stories are so well drawn and everything that a lot of people get concerned of, like, how are you gonna animate that? Like
Berserk.
Well, there's that one manhwa.
Berserk 2016. Berserk
Yeah.
2016.
There's that one manhwa, Solo Leveling, where everybody's like, man, this could be really, really good, or really, really bad. Basically, the best way to put it, if it's not Jujutsu Kaisen, then it's screwed.
Yeah, if it's not like Attack on Titan level or Mob Psycho.
No,
100.
I mean Solo Leveling. If it doesn't become like on the same level as Jujutsu Kaisen, like Mappa animated, it's screwed.
Oh, that's not good. but
I love
anyway,
that story. So.
Back to JoJo Part 4.
So
my thoughts about it is I really liked this different, like, it's very much the same way that, like, the differences between Part 3 and Part 4 was definitely how I would describe a video game, where it's like Part 3 is really good and has a bunch of outwards facing stuff, but it has a lot of stuff well in between, like filler kind of stuff that happens, where it's like that's kind of like the kind of stuff where you just kind of go, but when the stuff is good, it's really good. This part is all condensed into one town and develops this one town the entire show. And I very much enjoyed how they were doing it on a small scale sort of thing, where it's like, it's a game that's a lot smaller, like Majora's Mask, basically. Majora's Mask is a very much smaller game because you're playing in the same place 3 times over in the same playthrough. And it's very well developed, the characters are really well developed, and motivations and all that kind of stuff do get kind of weird at some points, but they definitely stay to the character's personality, basically. That's my thoughts.
I usually, when it comes to these reviews, start exploding about my hate for some things. Like, I quickly explode, like, Part 3, Polnareff, and, like, the false death of Avdol.
Yeah, the lying
I was so mad about that.
His face.
I was so mad about that, and I will never not be mad about that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this season, I'm going to go from a very emotional perspective of this. I got very, very tired.
Yeah, there were some times when we were watching this that we were just like, okay, we have to stop here. We cannot go further.
So let me describe my emotional toll throughout this thing. Because My opinion, I loved it. It's one of my favorite seasons. This season was awesome. I loved it. Everything about it was just incredible, insane, awesome, crazy, noisy, bizarre town. To get out of the way, my emotional state of being throughout this entire season.
I'm very scared now because you've been building this up.
I have been so completely torn every episode because I start an episode and I'm just so tired and I'm like, I hate this, I hate everything, I want to kill JoJo. And then
Which one? There's 3 of them in this part.
Yes. And then I ended off with, that was the greatest thing ever.
And let's watch the next one.
That's the reaction I've had with every episode. This will be the start of a spoiler thing.
So we're gonna be
an episode that I want to bring up for the way that it destroyed me emotionally, physically, mentally was the Italian restaurant episode.
Oh my God.
Love that episode.
That was my favorite episode of all time.
What a red herring of an episode that you were not expecting.
I knew you guys would love it.
So let me go through this for you, okay? So you understand how this is the reason why I can't recommend JoJo to people.
Yeah.
I can't recommend JoJo to people. Like, I have my brother. I talk to him about anime all the time. And I've wanted to recommend this show for the longest time, but I have to give him so many warnings of like how, season 1 is overly melodramatic, kind of stupid. Season 2, funny as hell. Season 3 starts off so tiring and then gets really good in the second half. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Season 4 has been the best storytelling-wise and comedy-wise has also been the best. Because that episode was terrifying. Basically, the entire idea that the way that the Italian chef's powers work is that he cooks you really good food that destroys you physically.
It breaks you down and builds you back up.
It
somehow
with physically tears you apart, like nearly killing you, and then brings you back with like such improvements.
Like if your skin is a bit blemished, you drink the water, then it feels like your skin's falling, like you scratch your skin off, and then it comes back like fully fine. And it's a good thing that we were watching a bit of the censored version because I was terrified the entire time.
Yeah, uncensored, that episode is pretty graphic. You watch Okuyasu's gut spill out plenty of times.
Even censored.
like multiple times.
Even censored, there were points when I was just horrified.
I
like
really
his
thought
teeth
Okuyasu was gonna die.
Yeah,
every single time that episode, I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, it's just like they're just killing this guy. Like
they killed the funny character.
That was my only problem with his character.
Isn't that just every season?
Oh yeah.
Not true.
Dio.
I was gonna say like Kakyoin, but okay.
Dio. He was the funniest character.
No, that's the thing.
He was an absolute mad lad.
They always kill the best friend, and that's why they killed. What's his name again? the spiky head dude.
Oh, the
kid?
The money kid.
Shigechi. They
Shigechi!
always kill the best friend. That's why they killed Shigechi.
No. What JoJo's does is it makes you hate one particular character, and it makes their death the most painful, saddest one. Y'all ain't ready for the policeman in part 5.
Ooh.
What? Oh no.
Caesar? Caesar part 2?
Caesar part 2? Is it Belly?
The Italian guy? So yeah, this season just was brutal on me in so many ways of I would end off being so tired, but then the next day I'd wake up and be like, I really want to watch more.
Yeah. It's like drugs. You just gotta have one more taste.
Took my line. I was about to say JoJo's a drug. JoJo is a
very bizarre one.
Aren't they all?
It's cocaine.
Aren't they all bizarre?
Aren't they all make you a bit mad silly?
JoJo is cocaine.
Did it start, guys? Did his guts fall out yet?
Is he crying his eyes out, literally?
The main villain's
Am I
been
crying my eyes
collecting
out?
No, but the main villain's been collecting his toenails.
No, just his nails in general.
Oh.
Because they grow when he wants to
Toenails
kill.
are still bad. Nails
All
in general are bad.
Since we dumped the nails part, we gotta talk about Kira.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no. Here, let's get real quick out of the way. Specific episodes that you guys want to talk about. As I said, my favorite episode of all time is just that Italian chef episode.
The Italian one.
What's your favorite episode, Mayhem?
Fuck you.
I'm gonna go Mayhem first because I want to see what he is gonna say is his favorite episode.
Well, I don't want to. Okay, so I didn't really have one ready yet because I was kind of blindsided on this. So that's why.
I also don't have one.
So basically,
We could just
What-
go to
what-
characters. Who was your favorite character?
Nah, an episode that I enjoyed for how stupid it was the Shigechi episode with them
Really?
doing the lottery. Like they get there's this kid named Shigechi who has a stand, and his whole thing about his stand is that it like can find stuff. Like it's a bunch of little guys.
It's called Harvest.
Harvest,
It's like a hive
yeah.
mind.
And like he goes around like collecting like loose change and all that kind of stuff, like from wishing fountains and all that kind of stuff. And Josuke and
You forgot the hand's name?
And
Didn't y'all watch the show?
I keep on forgetting the names.
The only one that I keep forgetting is Shigechi.
Okuyasu.
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 Oko.
Nijimura.
Nijimura. But yeah, Josuke.
Zahando!
Yeah, where they basically they meet him, and instead of being like stand user, kill him, they actually are like, wait, we could actually get like some money out of this, and
No,
like,
at first they're just really nice to him.
yeah, they are like chill with him, and then it turns out that he's just like they work together and get a bunch of money, and then they find a lottery ticket that turns out to be the winning one, and there's like a whole bunch of like things with all that. And the crazy thing about Shigechi is how like his reasoning works, where it's just like, yeah, I'm getting this much money, but if it was just me, I would get more money. And it's like, whoa, hey, where did this come from? Like, the amount of times he flips back and forth of being okay with splitting the money and not, it's just like, it's a very different type of episode where the antagonist to Josuke is not so much like trying to kill him. It's just like he's just some kid who wants more money.
Yeah, some indecisive kid who can't figure out what he wants,
Yeah.
but has power to get what he wants.
And this is the character that, like, when you watch this episode, you're kind of like, I don't know about him. And then when he dies, you go, Shigechi, no!
Josuke!
The way he died was painful, like just straight up.
Jinsu, what is your episode that you would that you can explain the best?
I can explain the best. Jotaro loses to a fucking rat.
Oh, the rat one, yes! Oh my god.
I hated that episode. Like, I liked it, but I liked it a lot, right? But I also I was so annoyed because part 3 built up Jotaro to being this basically unstoppable like superpower, right?
That Star Platinum is incredible.
That Star Platinum is arguably the strongest stand, and then Jotaro, who is on our side, has it, and it has time stop. But then Araki decided to nerf that and said that Jotaro didn't use his stand for those entire 10 years between part 4 and part 3, so he can't stop time for as long, which makes sense. But
it's not like he would. I guarantee if I had time stop powers, I would use it to either get more sleep or more time to work on like an assignment or something like that.
Right. Or like anything convenient, right?
Favorite character other than the main cast? Like the main, like, trio, quadro, quinto, whatever. Jinsu! Who's your favorite?
My favorite like other character?
Yeah.
That's a really good question because I still really like Jotaro, but I also really like the characters that they introduced, right? Like Koichi, Josuke, Okuyasu, Rohan. Even that one chick who got killed.
Cinderella?
That one
Oh, I
kid.
forgot to say, yeah, no, that was actually another episode I was actually considering listing as like a joke of like, yes, this is also my favorite episode, the Cinderella episode, for very specific reasons.
No, not the Cinderella episode. The
ghost.
The ghost girl.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
For very specific reasons.
What character do I think Okuyasu is probably my favorite character, just because he's so stupid, and I think that's hilarious.
He's literally just going around just being like, yeah, I've got a stand. All right, I'm not going to use it. Why would I use it?
I'm too dumb to use it, so I'm
There's
just going to use it.
There's a video out there where it's what if Okuyasu used Zahando more often, and he just immediately kills the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because he totally could.
He could totally kill so much.
He could have been much more useful.
Isn't his power literally that he can just destroy matter?
No, he just erases whatever the hand swipes his right hand over.
Yeah.
But that also includes like space, like just straight up space, and he can pull things towards him or move himself. So
it could have easily been so much better if he actually like used it more.
They were kind of teasing toward the Okuyasu being like smart with it when he was fighting Red Hot Chili Pepper, but I don't know, they kind of like stopped it there, and then he didn't do anything.
I mean, he had a cool moment in the finale.
Kind of.
Yeah. It was
he
more. It's
destroyed the
because
bubble.
he hasn't been used that much. It was just like a finally sort of feeling.
And they didn't even use his song. Like, they didn't even build it up properly. Like, it didn't feel as satisfying as it could have been. Oh, I
I've
forgot
got a
to show you guys the video, actually. I want to show you guys a video of when Okuyasu comes back, but they play with his theme.
Ooh.
And it sounds so much better. The scene is just so much, like, better.
I've got a
It's an
question.
instant
Wound up.
improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a question. So the whole thing near the end was with the bubbles of like that was the whole thing that was gonna try to kill Josuke. Whenever the stray cat would shoot the bubbles, it'd be like they'd shoot at like a really high speed. Like that was always the case, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was always the end.
Why was it just? Why was that the case in like the finale where like every time it comes near?
Because when it was affected by Killer Queen, it was changed.
Kind of stupid. Okay.
But it's a
How to
reason.
define JoJo? That's kind of stupid, but okay.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, like, why didn't Josuke just punch the floor like he did earlier when the
Multiple
bubble was
times.
coming to him?
Well, you saw why. It makes a random crack and makes it so that it's gonna hit that now.
Then make another wall. or I don't know, use your blood again to, like, cut it open or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite
Or
character.
wait.
I could go Cinderella.
Couldn't he have just touched the bubble with Crazy Diamond to revert it from a bomb to just an air bubble?
Oh!
Or would he blow up from doing that? Like, would he actually?
He'd blow up.
Ah.
That's,
Oh
you
no,
have to
Killer
touch
Queen,
it, 'cause
Killer Queen would just blow it up before he could break it.
Yeah.
Before he could
So
break
I was gonna say, if you want to go for a favorite background character, Cinderella or fairy godmother, yes, and also yes.
it. Mine is Nikitaka, the alien,
Yes.
I was gonna say him because
and Antonio, the chef.
he just shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm an alien." It has nothing to do with the actual plot.
I love Josuke's and Okuyasu's reaction to it. Like, it's literally just.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, hey, Josuke, is this guy actually a stand user or is he really an alien?
Obviously.
I want to talk about Koichi first, real quick.
Koichi?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Because that character is also really, really good in that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
grows very significantly, and
Oh!
it's shown through his stand, and it's really cool.
I got to find out what you were talking about when it came to the size differences of some characters.
Yeah.
So apparently, what it is that in the manga, some characters that pop up from Koichi, because Part 4 is apparently a lot from his perspective.
Yeah.
Ah.
'Cause he's
The characters that pop up that are around his height, in the manga, they're normal height when they first appear, but then once they're beaten, they become that short size.
Wait, who gets beaten?
Like
like the lock guy.
Oh.
the short adult and then the other kid from his class that's short.
Oh.
They were both like the same height as Josuke, but once they got beat, they were the same height as Koichi.
They got short. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, actually, I think that was an art style change because in the manga, it started off with like the first half was in the original like Part 3 art style where everyone looked gruff and angry and super jacked.
Yes, everybody was.
Yeah, but towards the second half of Araki drawing Part 4, he made it a lot more softer and made the characters look a little bit more feminine.
Actually, look like people.
Yeah, that too.
I actually like that.
So and when the anime was adapting the manga, they decided to go with the second half of the art style. So that's why Teru and the other asshole are short.
I was gonna say I like the idea that like it's the whole like perspective thing because I like the idea that like the reason why Josuke and all the others are still tall in by this comparison is the fact that he still holds them in that regard.
Ah.
That would be another like that makes sense. Like I can see Koichi like looking at it like that. But then he should be taller too.
Yeah.
No, he still looks lower upon himself.
Yeah. Depression.
Depression. He's a teenager. Anyway. Oh, but there's a character we almost forgot to mention. Yoshikage Kira.
The main bad guy of this part.
I am too uncomfortable to talk about him, so I give it to you guys.
Well, thanks for bringing it up.
Exactly. It has to be brought up, but also, god damn it, I don't want to bring it up.
So, I actually think this guy is, like, there's two types of villains, sorry. Two types of villains. One that is so badass and awesome that you're like, yes, this is the bad guy. And then the other type of bad guy where you're just like, oh god, please be defeated. In JoJo. There's those kind of characters.
This is the epitome of Part 2.
This is the epitome of, oh god, please die a horrible death.
Yeah, yes, he did.
And
he very much did.
the main main villain Kira, which obviously when that first showed up, I was just like, Death Note.
Yeah,
But
It's because y'all were watching Death Note.
yeah.
we watched it for Halloween.
We did it for our Halloween special. You can check it out here. Oh, not here.
Actually, yes, here because it's Spotify, which means they can just scroll up.
It is here. Oh, okay. But yeah, what they've done in this part to set up Kira as the villain was a ton of stuff. First off, he likes hands. Like you know those kind of people that are into feet. He's into hands, which I think is worse.
Oh, he's only into hands.
Oh,
I was gonna say that's the problem. It's one thing if you're into hands. That's just okay. You freaky. It's fine. Listen, I ain't gonna judge. This
judging.
guy's into hands
Exclusively.
exclusively.
Like he will cut the hands off of women to have them with him in his
does
coat.
He does not cut hands off.
No, he used to.
He explodes the body and then keeps the hand.
When he started having a stand.
Yeah, after he got Killer Queen, then he started doing that because it killed him with no trace.
And like when we were like seeing like when we were following his perspective for all this kind of stuff, it was some crazy American Psycho type feel that I was getting from it. And then when he starts to get caught, replaces his face and identity.
And now the gang has a look for him.
And that's the awesome thing too, is that like it brings in everybody, not just like the JoJo's and like Josuke's friends to be like the people that have to try and find the bad guy. No, it's other characters that were introduced, like the Kazuichi's girlfriend, the Italian guy, Cinderella, the two short guys, and Okuyasu's dad. Like a bunch of those kind of characters that you weren't really expecting to come back in this way are actually like looking out. Oh, a character we've completely ignored and haven't said about at all. Rohan.
Oh, Kishibe Rohan.
Shut the fuck up.
You say about my mother? But
You said you're a slut.
Oh, it's from my mother. But yeah, Rohan being a bit of the artist author self-insert, he is like, I actually really enjoyed his character.
Makes sense. He got a spin-off.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a story about me. And
I include that on the list.
It was really funny
Maybe.
because Araki, they've asked Araki if Rohan was like his favorite character, and Araki was like, no, that's not it. He's not my favorite character. I like this character more. But there's literally a drawing of him and Rohan hugging. He literally drew himself hugging Rohan, and like it's like the really weird like fashion-y hug where like they're both looking at the camera and like holding each other very like.
I'm just hearing the berserk. Oh,
Just yes.
yes, darling. But
It's
but
very,
yeah,
very, very much JoJo posed. Yes.
but they were able to defeat him, and by God, the best way that they were able to defeat him. Jotaro
you
actually
want to give it to me?
No, Jotaro actually being useful, stopping time, and
Punching the shit out of him.
yes. And then, oddly enough, Duke's favorite moment the entire part, which he reversed and had us rewatch about like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, it was 6.
6 times, where an ambulance comes
Let me handle
I'm not. Don't worry. I'm gonna give it to you. Where an ambulance comes up and tries to like they obviously have no idea what stands are or anything like that, and they see somebody messed up after getting Star Platinumed, and they come up to him and they're like, "Oh my God, sir, you're all right." And then
So the build up for this.
I just built it up.
No, dude, that's like beginning build up. Here's the other build up of Kira. He uses his power, and then it's like, oh, it looks like it, like he thinks he uses his power, and he goes back in time and everything. That's what he thinks. And he's on this road all alone, and he doesn't understand what's going on. And you see the ghost girl in front of him.
Yeah, one of his first victims.
His genuine first victim, and she's explaining it to him of like, oh, you don't understand. You died. And we get the scene where
She literally sticks her hand through him.
Yeah, she's just like,
You're
here's
dead,
here's
asshole."
proof.
where basically he was about to do his whole thing, and another ambulance came by and ran over his head.
So basically, Duke kept rolling back to when Kira's head got rolled back.
Because
He's like, run it back, run it back. run it back.
It's
my
just
God.
that scene with Lord Farquaad where it's like, play it again. And then just magic mirror.
But the magic mirror was Jinzu and I, where we're just like,
dude, I
my God.
know that I played it too many times,
but you were
but
dying.
I want to play it again. I want that to be just like my screensaver on everything.
You want it to be your screensaver? Oh my God!
With the music that plays as it goes, just you spin my head right around.
God damn it! God damn it!
But dude, hear me out. Okay, let me explain why it is that that's my favorite thing ever. Okay,
Because fuck that guy.
yeah, essentially. So they had built up Yoshikage Kira to be the worst individual ever, and they built him up to the point that it was like, oh my god, this dude is so powerful. He's a god. There's almost no way to beat him.
In 30 minutes of time, he's a god.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. They built him up to be so powerful that it felt like nothing can touch him. And what is it that takes him out? An accident. What is it that kills
Karma.
him? Dude, if karma's a thing, Karma is not a bitch because I love her.
Don't worry, baby, I didn't mean it. You're getting pushed down the mountain.
I'm giving Karma a ring because I love her. If that's the case, that Karma's real, because Jesus Christ, this was the greatest thing ever.
You know that she's a car girl because she's karma.
You're not taking away my moment. But no, it's just so good the way it's done. Like this moment of, oh god, he's going to win because of how powerful he is. Like, all he has to do is click his button and he's won. And then out of the blue, an ambulance rolls up and rolls his head.
Hey, you never been to Michigan if you ain't done this before.
Seriously, could anyone expect, like, would anyone ever expect the final villain becomes a Beyblade for 5 seconds?
But only on his head, yeah.
But only on his head.
So, like, that's the thing, too, is that, like, it was a very sudden...
Yoshikage Kira becomes a fruit roll-up. God.
Oh my god.
Sorry, he becomes a meat roll-up.
Meat roll-up. Ugh.
Roadkill.
He's a different kind of fruit.
He's a cat that got roadkill.
Oh, yeah.
This feels like it would be a horror thing done by what's that one guy, that horror manga artist. Oh god. Junji Ito. It feels like the whole thing what he does with spirals of like the whole fear with that.
Yeah.
Like that's just Kira's head.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Duke. Jesus.
Do you think I care? He was a monster. He did such horrible, deplorable acts that like it got to the point where he was the reason why.
You're not wrong.
No, that's the thing. He was the reason why I was getting so tired.
It did a good job building up like fear and disdain for the character.
And how
Every
far
moment where he's
he would
just
go.
collecting hands. His whole thing about collecting fingernails. His whole thing entirely just period.
About wanting to live a quiet life.
Yeah, like he wants to live a quiet life, but then also kill.
Everything about that combined made that moment the greatest piece of cinematic history I've ever seen. It tops Endgame.
Oh god. That's the biggest hot take you've ever said.
There's Avengers Assemble, then there's your head disassembled.
Okay. I think that's a good place where we should leave off of part 4 and start talking about part 5.
Give us information about part 5 and tell us, are we supposed to be horrified for this upcoming season?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, god damn it. Better or worse than Yoshikage Kira?
So with each part, the next part is basically not necessarily the same thing, but it's everything you love and hate, probably accentuated and exemplified to ridiculous amounts.
Ooh.
In the next part.
That's a really good way. That's a good way to get me ready for it and ready to hate some parts.
And getting ready to hate some people.
Immediate question. The main villain, does he have any scenes that are like as deplorable as the worst of Yoshikage Kira?
The main villain. That depends on you, but not really. There are other characters who do just as bad stuff though.
No bath scene?
There are no
There are
no bad scenes.
Can we just leave
Thank
that?
God.
Leave
Hey.
that in part 4.
We leave it with his head.
Fuck you. All right.
The ambulance couldn't leave his head.
Oh fucking god damn it!
My new favorite scene ever.
Oh.
My ringtone is just his head spinning.
God.
So that was part 4 of JoJo, and we're onward to part 5. See you next time.
Anything else we need to understand about this?
The return of Caesar.
Caesar died.
I'm trying to think of a funny zinger like I left with part 4. Like how I said, get ready to watch Josuke punch a bowl of spaghetti, but I don't think.
Do you want to share a little detail of any characters we're gonna see again? Because I know some details, but do you want to share any detail of like who's returning?
There's a turtle.
As long as it's not is it Turtle Pope?
What?
I've dated it. I've dated this video now. We're going out on Saturday.
I thought you were saying you dated Turtle Pope.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like when you said that.
Long ago.
That's where it ends. Just long ago.
Long ago. A foolish samurai warrior wielding a magic sword. Extra thick!
You already said my favorite line. I can't.
If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our Linktree at linktr.ee/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.